the Tripit poll thing, is that available to, I'm a LinkedIn subscriber, is that available to everybody? Is it cost?
The Tripit, you can use the Tripit app as a LinkedIn user. You just go to the app section and download it. You can use that. The sponsorship is where you would get, some of the polls are free and then some of them are going to be more of a sponsorship. It depends on what you want to do. But you can absolutely get the application free.
And limited sample for polls?
Depends on how you want to do it and how much kind of you want to promote it. So it can vary.
Who should we talk to?
You can talk to me afterwards, yeah? Thank you. Any other questions?
So do you have any examples of, great presentation, thank you. Do you have any examples of more consumer-centric brands and how they interact with LinkedIn, or is it LinkedIn is all B&B stores?
No, that's a really great question. It's actually, I think B2B is the heart of LinkedIn and has been, and it's true to our core mission statement, and everything that LinkedIn does is all around the user experience, and it has to be beneficial for the user in order to make it into a product or an innovation. Interestingly enough, we've had several come on board now, consumer brands. I don't have any public case studies yet, but there are a couple of examples that I could probably share with you separately over a cocktail. So I don't get into trouble with any of the brands. But I mean, that's kind of what I was saying is, you know, I'm a professional. I'm interested in knowing what's happening in the working world, but I'm also a consumer. So there's got to be a good strategy so that it's relevant. But how we do that is something that we're learning at the moment.
You mentioned how much more trusted the information on LinkedIn is compared to the other social networks. Do you guys do anything to try to make sure that the information on there is true, that people haven't just padded out their CV a bit?
That's a good question. We wish we could be very strict about what people put on the site and what they don't. But I think one of the things we try to do is offer workshops. So how do you keep your profile updated? What's the best way to talk about skills? I mean, it's amazing to me how many people don't yet know about the profile and how much you can share on there. So we do try to offer workshops to teach people how to manage their profile, how to be searchable, how to find out. And then in terms of privacy, I mean, that's something that we would have to be very careful about in terms of checking up on people. That's not something that we would frequently advocate. But I think the trust is that it's part of your network. So I've met you here today. We connect on LinkedIn. I now know a bit more about you, and that information that you're sharing, I can only assume that you're sharing true information with me. And I think that's where that trust piece comes from. It's sharing within your network, and you know these people, so you're trusting that information more so than, I mean, I don't use Twitter, probably a top user, but I use it quite frequently. And sometimes people post things and I can't tell if it's, you know, I don't know them. I might be following them because they had an interesting tweet, but I don't necessarily know them, so I can't back up that trust information. And I think that's where LinkedIn is a bit different in that sense.
I have one last question. Is that all right? Before our break? That's for me.
Oh, for you, okay.
So how big is your research team, I guess, in the EMEA?
That's a great question. I should put up my sign that says, who wants a job? No. At the moment, we're building it out. So currently, it's just me and a couple of consultants that I'm working with. There's quite a large team in the US, but we're still sort of figuring it all out as we go.
Yeah, it seems like you've got so much great
There's so much potential, and
yeah.
there's so much information there to share, and you know, we've just kind of got the tip of it right now.
And I don't know the answer to this question because I don't know too much more about kind of the overall business strategy. But are you making any of that profile information portable into ad targeting systems, like Bizzo is doing on top of I forgot the name of the company though. You know who Bizzo is,
yes,
right?
Yes. So I mean the benefit to an advertiser, and I would say one of the strengths of LinkedIn is the ability to target very niche audiences.
Just within LinkedIn?
Just within LinkedIn right now. Yeah.
Got it. Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.